Hello, Bright Thinkers. We're going to walk through the steps on how to enroll an individual user or single user into all of their courses or several courses at one time. First, you're going to need to be in your admin app and you're going to come up to the main menu, those three stacked lines in the top left corner. Once you've clicked onto your main menu, you're going to come down to users and click right onto the users option. From your users page, you can either scroll to locate the user or you can use that filter search bar in the top left. This will allow you to type in a user's name that you're looking for. Once you've located the user, you're going to click right onto their user ID to the far left of their name. Once you're on their user details page, you'll have some tabs in the top left, one of them being enrollments, and you'll want to click right onto the enrollments tab. If they do not have any previous or current enrollments yet, it'll say no enrollments to display. To create new enrollments for a user, you're going to come up to the plus button in the top right. It'll say new when hovered over, and you're just going to click right onto the plus button. From this new enrollment page, you're going to start at the top with the course line. You'll have 3 lines on the far right. They'll be stacked, and you can click right on there. This will populate all of the courses you have created. So you can either scroll to locate a course you're looking for, or you can type in the search bar the course title. Once you've located the course, you're going to click right onto the title, and it'll populate in that bar for you. You'll notice to the bottom right of the course bar, you'll also have Add Another Course. When you click on Add Another Course, it'll allow you to add multiple courses at one time. So for each line, you'll just click onto those 3 lines in the far right. You'll locate each course that you are looking for this user, and you'll continue this process until you've located all the courses you're intending to enroll them into. Once you're done with that, you'll scroll down and you're going to look for the role. It's automatically going to populate as student. So if you're wanting to enroll a teacher into several courses, you just want to click that drop down and select teacher from that drop down. If you ever want to view the permissions a role will provide, you can just select that role and then scroll down to the permissions, and it'll show you all of them that they are including. You do not have to check or uncheck any of the boxes here. You can leave as is, and they'll get those permissions within these courses. So we'll do a student today. Underneath the role, you'll have a start and end date. The start date and end date is what is going to affect access to the course. It will also affect pacing of the course to a continuous course. So for the start date, a student, that's the first day that they're going to have access to the course, the first day they're going to see it when they log in, and the first day they can start submitting work. An end date for a student is going to be the last day that they can submit work within the course. They'll have about 2 to 3 weeks after this date to view the course, and they'll see it when they log in. However, they won't be able to submit past that date. You can always extend this end date if you need to give them longer access to continue submitting work. For a teacher, the start date, they'll have prior access to this, so they'll be able to have early access and get into their course to prep. And then their end date as a teacher, they'll have about 2 to 3 weeks after the end date for any final grading and things like that. However, if you have continuous courses and you would like the teacher and the student calendars to match and their pacing to match as far as targeted due dates, you'll want to make sure that the teacher and the student have the same start and end date so it aligns better for you. However, it's not required. Once you've selected your start date for the teacher or the student, and you've selected the end date, and this can be done by either, manually typing in the date, or you can click onto the calendar icon to the far right, and this will allow you just to click right onto the date itself. Please be aware that sometimes when you select a start date, it might push that end date out to a year that you did not desire. So just make sure that your start and end dates have the correct years on there for what you're intending the enrollments to be. Once you've selected the role, the start and end date, you have all the courses that you need. You'll come back up to the top and you click Create in the top right. You'll now see all of the enrollments that have been created for this user on the enrollments page now. You can always adjust certain things about the enrollments. So if you chose the wrong role, you need to adjust that start and end date, or you need to extend that end date. You can always come over to the enrollment ID to the far left, and you can either change the role or adjust those start and end dates. I'm going to click back in the top left. There's also a bulk way to do this. You can also just, if you're selecting all of their enrollments, say you want to extend all of their end dates, or you need to change the role for all of their enrollments, you can check the box to the top left to select all their enrollments, and then you'll come up to the triple dots in the top right. This will allow you to choose bulk update. And then that way you can either change the role for all of those, or you can adjust the start and end date in bulk. Make sure you click I have verified that I'm changing these enrollments and click update in the top right. Thank you for your time.